everybody, to another episode of PSTV. It's your commission, your co-commission in the house. Everybody say what's up to the co-commish.
What up, what up, what up, boys?
If anybody wants to link to his OnlyFans, it'll be in the description. But
Only
that,
it'll be
you got OnlyFeed now too? Damn.
bro. Somehow gotta feed this Costa Rica habit.
Everybody make sure when you think about if you want to compete or not for this season, you consider that our co-commish needs some money for these petties to make the money. Give him a chance to get into the playoffs. That said, some of y'all are getting greedy with these trades because I'm seeing some teams really trying to push their chips into the table to get a W. One trade that kind of seems like it's in that direction, we had Little Chubb got Dobbs and a second, but he gave Travis Zeke. So, co-commish, what are your thoughts on that? And who do you think you'd rather be on their side of that trade?
After this Dobbs, right? I mean, this was before the whole Dobbs injury, so I thought it was a good trade for Little Chubb. I feel like we were talking about this earlier. I think Little Chubb is trying to get younger there. Dobbs was looking like the wide receiver one of the team. But I guess that what I saw in terms of like Travis trading him out is that how much longer is Aaron Rodgers really going to be there? And he's only going to get worse, really. So I saw the vision that Travis saw where, I mean, Dobbs is, yes, going to be the wide receiver one, but who's going to be throwing to him next year?
Yep.
Jordan Love. You know, we've already kind of seen him a little bit, and he really hasn't done too much. And then obviously that second round draft pick, was it a 2023 or 2024?
That was a 2023 thing.
2023. Okay, yeah. So I like that move. He's getting younger, and Zeke really
Past this
he's
year,
not getting younger. He's hurt. Yeah, it'll be interesting if Pollard doesn't take it. I mean, Jerry Jones seems to be talking him up, like he seems to be talking
everything
up everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that.
And potentially Odell.
If Jerry Jones, what's the equivalent of Jerry Jones hyped up Cooper Rush to be like an all-pro quarterback? I wonder what he thinks Zeke is. Zeke is the guy. So yeah, no, I would think I would agree. I'd rather have gotten the pick because from my context of my team, I have enough running backs that I don't think I would need Zeke. But Travis is thin at running back. I see Zeke has the bye already past him, so I can see the need for someone like Zeke. So I think they both got what they needed. You know,
Unfortunately,
Dobbs
did go down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dobbs did go down, but I mean, I do see a future with him next year. I see a better future for him versus I do for maybe potentially.
New hair. Oh, what? You don't want to commit to him? You get a new haircut now. You just all of a sudden.
You don't commit, bro.
Okay. What about Devin Duvernay? Would you commit to him?
Dude, I would not. I don't know what happened there, but for a 2024 third pick, I know there was like a little feel going around with Devin Duvernay. I mean, shit, he saw what he could get there, and I don't love it, but I mean, who else is Lamar going to throw to?
So basically, Chili picked up a third round pick in 2024 to dump Devin Duvernay, but once man's trash is another man's treasure. Nish says Devin Duvernay, like you're saying, who else is Lamar throwing to? The opportunity for this season is ideal for Devin Duvernay. Maybe Nish has some pieces he's thinking about moving, and he knows he can get better production out of Duvernay than his value is worth. So maybe that's the opportunity there. So that was interesting. I mean, it's what's the Family Guy thing is I could have this boat or I could have a box that could be anything, including a boat. So the third pick's the box, but maybe it's a boat. So we'll find out. We'll find out when 2024 hits. Okay, so that was trade 2, and then the piece de resistance, the big trade. Not that, I mean, it's the rich getting richer. Is what it is. It's Chili Bowl picks up Devontae Adams, who's had like a 35% plus target share in Las Vegas. Joey is a Raiders fan, so he's winning on that end too. And he just keeps raising the ceiling for
Stacking
his
them up.
team. And he's 8-1, right? Isn't that what he is right now? 8
Yeah,
one?
yeah, he's 8-1. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. So this guy picked up a big time receiver, and Chubb, you know, again, we mentioned it at the top. He's got one of the older rosters in the league, so picking up a
Mhm.
first and a second is definitely going to turbocharge that future for him, because he was pretty much stuck in a position where past this year, what did he have to look forward to? So he does get
Yeah,
that.
not really
You
much.
just you just wonder though, he doesn't have his own pick this year. It doesn't seem like he cares about not having it. So you think he's competing, but the roster moves don't tell that story. I guess I wonder what other moves he has cooking up over there,
In
because
store.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know it's got to be something. Um,
Hmm.
if he's not throwing his hat out of the race, I mean that number 5 and number 6 playoff spot are pretty open. So maybe he's shooting to just sneak in and any given Sunday. Um, that said, 1 through 4 do not look open. I feel like we're pretty locked in.
Yeah, I feel that way as well.
So if that's the case, we mentioned his record at the top. Uh, who's debuting at number 1 for this eerily similar power ranking to last week?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much Chili Bowl #1, man. Like he got Devontae. That's really honestly all he needed.
What the
But
fuck, man?
luckily he had fucking Mixon,
He
man. That
he
guy.
he got Devontae, but it's not like he didn't already have fucking Justin Jefferson. Yeah,
That team is fucking wild. But I mean, all he needed really was Mixon for that game. Like it was sorry to you, Ayoraz, but
it's okay.
hit the
I wasn't gonna win that game no matter what I did. That's all right.
yeah,
Just I just got shot. Got shot on the wrong week.
yeah.
Number 2, again, same as last week. Bad Wolf is still out here um, at the top. He's got a tremendous points for. It's going to be really hard to catch him with tiebreakers. So I think it's still a strong case for him to be 2. Um,
Hmm.
we'll keep our eyes on the Josh Allen injury. That's going to be interesting too because of the elbow. You wonder, does that limit attempts for Josh Allen, which in turn limits targets for Diggs? So something to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, yeah.
But that points for cushion is nasty. So I don't, unless Travis just straight outright beats him the rest of the season. If they stay neck and neck, he's going to stay too.
Hmm.
But that said, Travis is debuting at number 3, and again he's been on a streak. So last week he just destroyed Josh. Not that we couldn't
Hmm.
see that one coming, but he picked up another
Yeah, I mean,
W there.
honestly, yeah, easy.
So that was an easy GG. This week he gets you.
Another potential easy GG. Really, like
I don't know, man.
my team
You
really hasn't been performing.
you stole one last week though. You
Dude,
the barn burner with a goat empire that is
fucking go.
not looking good right now. So you have
By
no
like,
idea. I I was sitting there like because it was a Monday night game, and it was, I want to say it was like the third quarter. I peeked at the scores and I saw that same margin that it finished at, that 1.3. That was what it
yeah.
was like in the third leading into the fourth with Pacheco at his point total. And I was like, oh my God, please just bench him, don't play him anymore. I need these GOAT losses from my pick. And I was like, I was so stressed that I turned off the app and I went to sleep, because I was like, I'll wake up and whatever happens, happen. And it's good news. It was just good news over here in A Rojas land.
And Aero
Um,
has, man, stepped
after
well.
after the season, I'm not going to Disney. I'm going to A Rojas land where we have the goats pick this year. That right, if the season ended today, would be the second overall pick in the draft. I don't know if it's staying there. He's got talent.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one thing we can't say about his that we have to say about his team, is that his team is talented. The injuries, the usage have all been fucking weird this whole year.
Yeah,
just a year out of hell. But the talent's there, so any given week he could do it. He could come back. Hope he doesn't, but we'll kind of see how that goes. But a
yeah.
team that doesn't need to come back because he's right in the thick of it. Can you debut our number 4 overall team?
Dude, number 4, Niche like fish. Fucking impressive performance against Auto Draft Ugly. Obviously, Auto Draft didn't really show up, but he really didn't. I mean, no matter what happened, I think Nish took that one 122. Really convincing win.
Yep.
Those Dolphins, man.
It's going to be hard to top him. Can you remember a time that like Nish hasn't been relevant? I feel like
Dude,
he's
no, we
always.
always talk about him. Like
Yep.
because he's having fun. Really? Like I applaud
Yeah.
Nish because he's having fun with it. Like he's like, you know what? You know who I see? You know who I like today? Like this entire year right now, this season is those Dolphins. He's sticking with the Dolphins, and it's playing out.
Not even though, but he is, but he
Yeah,
traded
yeah,
away Waddle, then got Waddle back. Like
yeah,
he's just calling a shot every single week, and you're right. He's having fun. It's clear that like he's calling his shots, he's making his trades, and if they work out, whatever. If they don't, then whatever. Like he's honestly unfazed, and his wins are still coming. So who gives a fuck? Like when you got it like that, I guess, man. I mean, can't relate. Like I
cannot
made
either.
I blew my load in the first week, and then I haven't made trades since. Not really. But damn, yeah, nah, you're right. That was the right recap for him. He's for sure having fun and still getting W. So hats off to him.
Yeah.
Number 5 is auto drafting, who by apocalypse, injury apocalypse, didn't really have the roster to be able to compete with Nish. So he takes a L there, but he's getting CMC back. He's getting Jerry Judy back, so he won't have to play scrubs anymore next week. And he's got Chubb, who's Devontae list now. So you think that's going to be a close game. But, we'll get into the matchup later, but that's something to keep an eye out on. And then rounding out the top 6, who do we got?
Your commish himself. He's I mean your team unfortunately did not show, didn't have enough to beat Chile, but really, I mean, realistically, if he didn't have Mixon, I think you could have won that. And if you would have played Fields too, right now, like you have an upward trajectory. I mean, shit, dude. Fields has been like at least a top 3 QB right now.
Before this week, he was already QB2 on the last 6 weeks. Then he just did that.
Yeah.
And if anybody was watching my lineups, I had Fields in all week. Then Sunday morning, I was like, let me pick Lamar because Lamar's so good. How is he not going to deliver? And he didn't have a bad game. 16 and a half is solid.
He did
it's fine.
it, yeah.
That to be your floor game, that's great. But why did I do that? I don't know. I'm doing it to myself, and I'm pretty frustrated about it. It wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah,
anyways.
so I mean, no, I really, I get that. But all I have to say about your team is like you're in the thick of it. You're a contender, really, like with whatever moves you've made. Like, ETN, Kamara's not gonna underperform. Like, you have the pieces, and even Steven said you made the right calls, and I think you're only gonna be a riser in this league.
Hopefully, so if that's the case, I should start getting some W's soon. If I just get out of my own way, let's look at the matchups and see who might get in their own way, and see if this playoff picture is going to look a little bit clearer after this week. So this upcoming week 10, we've got you get Travis, and he's hot right now. He's
so hot right now.
So hot right now.
Yeah.
A 63-point W. You do it again, you're not walking out with a W. I'm right off the bat. I'm gonna just put that out there in case everybody wants to know what I'm thinking. And I got Travis. I just think the team is strong right now. He just picked up Zeke, so if he wants he's got versatility now because he can decide he wants to place multiple running backs in the lineup for the steady floor against matchups where he might not have to shoot so high, like this one, or he can go in and drop a receiver in for the potential boom bust. So I like his flexibility. I got him for this week. Do you think you're going to have a chance to upset him this week, or how are you feeling about it?
I do think I have a chance, really, like because I do have a nice ceiling. I got Chubb back. He's
Yeah.
well rested. Hopkins, he's got a nice ceiling. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with Kyler and him. But obviously, it's always boom bust with them. If Kyler just stays away from the Xbox a little bit, I think they'll be fine. Cordell's back, so I have some pieces really that I can rely on. Fortunately, the injury bug did hurt, but I have some ceiling, and I don't know. It could potentially beat out his floor, but it's going to be a tough one. Like the pieces that are performing need to perform again, and it's going to be a tough ask. Yeah, I'm rolling with Travis.
But you're also putting your money there. Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
What about so that's what your tattoo says, but what about mine? What does mine say?
Dude, what does mine say?
It says
Sweet.
So
No, but we got the matchup of you versus Goat.
it seems like a pretty sweet matchup
Dude.
right now.
It should be a layup, homie. It should be an easy fucking layup. He's still got an injured Swift that's not that
Not-
I mean may or may not show up
Yeah.
next week as well. I'm sure they're gonna like ease him in, is what I saw the last time. And I mean he's still got an injured. I think he's still got Taylor.
Taylor's potentially going to miss another week. If Taylor
Yeah.
misses, I'm also very confident in my week coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
His floor is almost not there really, so it should be an easy layup for you. It should be an easy dub. That's all I have to say there.
I'm on the same page. If we're, it's just about those injuries, man. If those injuries keep hampering his team, I'm worried about him for the season, and I think that helps me with a win. So
Yeah.
I feel bad, but not that bad. Someone who no one feels bad for because he did it to himself. He didn't take care of Javonte. It's his fault. Josh is at
That's legit, dude. Why would he even play Javonte? He should have called
he should
the
have
head
put him on
coach
the
and been
bench.
like, bro, just dude.
Look, Josh should have spent for security detail for Javonte. If he would have done that, he wouldn't be in this situation. So since it's all his fault, I don't even feel bad for him that I'm picking Bad Wolf to beat him. I think yeah, I mean we all know the story right now. We're not gonna go too much into depth. I mean, I guess one thing interesting to consider, like we talked about earlier, is the Bills because of the Allen injury, and maybe we see a floor game out of the Bills. I mean, let's try to think of the perfect storm that gets a W for Josh. So that it starts there. The Bills are playing the Vikings. So Cook could potentially get a low output because the Bills play a lot of like zone intermediate in the area and short area zone stuff. Like they well, actually, no, they kind of load up in the back end.
Bro,
so
like
they don't get beat.
as,
Actually,
as
he
much
should
scenarios, like shit, dude. Josh has
Arizona-
not had like higher than like 50 points. like
Cup.
he's I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
Arizona
Like,
against wide receiver ones this season has been really stingy. Cup has a floor game. The Bills have a floor game. We get
bro, that floor is at least 70 points. Josh would be lucky if that's his ceiling this week.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm trying. I'm trying to make the case. Really, Josh needs to play the double stack. He needs to put Dak and Gallup in and hope they just happen to hit
Go
all
off.
the touchdowns to Gallup. That's
Yeah.
like the only thing I'm seeing that like maybe that happens, but because of the dysfunctionality in Green Bay, they're not getting a consistent pass rush. Maybe they can pass. Sorry, Josh. That's the best I can do.
I mean, yeah, that's the best you can do. Unfortunately, he is on a bye, right? Where He's got the Burrow Higgins stack. I mean, that's only adding to his injuries. At this point he should just fail, really. Like that's where his season's going. He needs to stock up on draft picks. Like that's the best.
Bijan. That every time we talk
Bijan.
about Josh, just end it with Bijan. He's happy.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like Bijan could be in his future, or he could guarantee a actual reliable asset for next year.
Something we have not considered. Would the owner of the overall number one pick, would he trade it? And what would you get? Because we're playing with our draft capital trades right now. Like we're noticing more teams starting to trade picks.
Yeah.
I'd be curious what like the 101 we as a league value it as and what that
That's because people have been trading like I mean a good example, Devontae Adams. What did he sell for, right?
First this year
was
and a second next year.
And then a second next year. That's the floor that's the minimum that a first round draft pick got him. And Little Chubb is looking like maybe, let's say, worst case, the 9th pick, right? So he'd have the 102.
Yeah, worst case.
I mean, he got Devontae Adams, right? Like, I see a future for Devontae Adams, at least for the next 2 years. Like, maybe that's something that he should consider, because, I mean...
Well, that pick, though, that was for Devontae is going to end up being like the 110 or the 19 because it's Chili Bowl's pick that he sent to Chubb for Devontae.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't realize that was Chili Bowl's pick, but
yeah, so it's Chili Bowl's pick for Devontae.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah. So
like a second, low key like a second.
yeah. So it's like a second round pick for Devontae Adams. Maybe Little Chubb didn't put that much research in there.
Damn.
But
maybe. Maybe he does.
Maybe.
He watches college football like a motherfucker. So
yeah.
Maybe he's like, oh no, I know these 15 prospects. Whoever I end up with out of these 15, I'm happy about it. And
like he'll be fine with, yeah.
He's probably banking on, and he's trying to get younger. But that does make you think, like, what is the 101 worth? Because Taylor went for 2 first-round picks and some players. Would you, if you have Bijan staring at you in the face, and let's say he ends up, what's a place that needs a running back? Buffalo. Bijan gets drafted by the Buffalo Bills. What do you pay for Bijan?
Or that's where you realistically start looking at mock drafts, right? Like NFL mock drafts. Yeah. Like basically, these professionals, obviously they're not always 100% correct, but they have a good idea as to where, like what positions are of need and who's projected to be up there. Like, do you realistically, I mean, do you think you're gonna get, like, what are the odds that you'll have Bijan? Obviously, Josh is highly likely that he could pick up Bijan 101. And on top of that, is he going to a good team? Like, if you're telling me that, who's a bad team that needs a running back?
A bad team that needs a running back would be the Redskins. Oh, not them anymore. The Commanders.
No,
the
Commanders. Damn. Cancel culture. Don't cancel us, please.
No.
Edit that
up. Yeah. The Manders. The Manders would be like, how bad would that situation be? It's Bijan plus Brian Robinson plus Antonio Gibson plus McKissick splitting carries in a team that's not going to get touchdowns in the first place. How terrible would that be?
Yeah, I mean, if he does that, I mean, he could potentially sell that for or sell that 101 for a potential someone Adams-esque or Taylor-esque, right? Yeah. So that's something that Josh really needs to start considering at this point. Now that he's like what 1-8,
basically now that he's locking up the 101. I mean, it's going to be hard to catch him. Actually, let's take a quick look. I don't even know that it's actually possible. I think he locked it in. So 1-8, him winning out turns into 1, 2, 3 more wins would be 4-8. The next closest teams to him are 3-6. So is there a possibility that GOAT wins one more game and Chubb wins one more game? Could they
Dude,
lose?
even after this week, it would have to be what? It would have to be like one of those collusion type things, which is I mean, it's fair that shit Bad Wolf or someone throws their matchup or you throw up no. That would have to
Okay.
be
So check
that
this out.
Bad
Check this
Wolf
out.
throws his matchup to potentially help out. Like
Check,
everybody just throws their matchups.
bro, check this out.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Josh plays against GOAT rest of season.
Yeah.
GOAT and Chubb play against each other later in the season.
Hmm.
Theoretically, Josh could beat GOAT. GOAT could lose to Chubb, lose out. Here's a world where that pick ends up one. It's slim because that would
Hmm.
also so then that leaves us with Josh has to win besides the GOAT matchup. He has to either beat me or Chili. I think Josh locks it up. I think it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
he's gonna
so
sneak either of those W's. So actually I think it's guaranteed
so
already.
right now Josh has the locked up 101. Like that to me is a golden ticket that you
Yeah.
could use for future value, right?
Yeah, you could I mean either way, because he's gonna get Javante next year. I mean, oh, he's gonna I know somebody's gonna try their hand at it to see if they can take the pick off of him. So I think it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see unfold. So that not to completely derail us on that search for the search for material on the J Moley Bad Wolf matchups. But all that to
Matchup.
say, picking Bad Wolf. What about you?
We're picking Bad Wolf, yeah.
We where we do differ though, um, Chubb and Otto have a matchup this week, and like we mentioned in the rankings, Otto had a bad bye week, bad injuries. He's getting CMC back. He's getting Jared Judy back. For me, I think that's enough to come out with a win. So I'm picking Otto over Chubb. And what I think will still be a close game, but that upside with CMC that we're seeing on San Fran is way high. It's been snowing in Vermont, so it's Yeti season. He's got Yeti too. So I
Yes,
just
it
see that
has.
that running back upside is way crazy. So I'm going there. What about you?
I have Little Chubb winning. Yes, he's made a little fire sale, but I think he still has upside with really, I think Eckler should be the number one wide receiver or number one wide receiver slash running back, right? Because I mean, Herbert loves Eckler. Jones unfortunately went down and he's playing Rodgers. It keeps getting gross as I see it. It keeps getting tougher to root for him, but I see the possibility. And then Henry's also playing Denver, who's I mean really stingy against running backs.
They are, but they lost Bradley Chubb. Do you think that matters?
They did.
I don't
That I mean, I
know.
think that really matters, right? Because this is right off a bye, so we don't even know what this new Broncos defense looks like, right?
Yeah. Or are they like the Astros and they got rid of Correa, but they had Jeremy Pena anyways? Fuck.
Right?
I don't know. You know what crossed my mind while you were doing your preview for this
A
matchup?
little analysis. Yeah.
What if Chubb doesn't give a fuck about his own pick? Because what if he's already trying to trade with Josh for the 101? What if, what if I don't know. I don't know. Just it's something that crossed my mind. I'm like, I don't know. Just X Files putting shit together. Like, wait a minute.
Doo-doo-doo.
So
Damn, I mean that would be an interesting thing, right? He would lock up the first couple of top draft picks.
I don't know,
So
bro. I
should
don't
be
know.
interesting.
All right, let's move on
I
from
don't
that.
know, bro.
Again,
Yeah, yeah,
we're gonna
but
derail.
it was Chubb. I honestly made that pick before I even saw that he had CMC in his bench.
Yeah,
And CMC has a juicy ass matchup.
he sure fucking do.
So yeah, I'm switching my pick over to Ottawa.
All right, that's it. You guys, this is live, guys. How you know we record it? Because there's a flip right
Tilt.
there.
Yeah.
And last but not least, a juicy matchup, potential final
Fucking
championship matchup. We got two heavyweight hitters. We got Nish, we got Joey, Chili Bowl, and Chili Bowl's missing Mixon. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's also missing another. Oh, he got Cooper back. That's what it is. He got Cooper back. So no Mixon, but he's poor Chili. He's got Barkley and Sanders. So I think he's going to be just fine at running back.
Yeah. And Barkley's facing Houston, man. Like that in itself,
it's like two running backs.
Dude. Only reason why Sanders didn't go off was because I can't explain it. Like
it's gonna be interesting because Nish is gonna have some tough decisions to make. He's gonna have to decide if he wants to play Curtis Samuel and Deontay Foreman after the weeks that they just had. Samuel put up a good week, but he's been up and down, and then Deontay has been killing it, and then did the pumpkin strike or the clock strike. Now he's back to a pumpkin. I don't know, man. It's gonna be close. I'm leaning Chili, even without Mixon. I think the depth is there. That's the whole reason this fucker has been, not bothered all season, is because he's just rotating pieces in. And I put it this way: I see positional top 12 weeks for him at every single position. And if you deliver a top 12 at every single position, then how do you beat that? So, it's in the range of outcomes, and I don't know that Nish has that. What do you got?
I got Nish, actually. Like,
okay,
you're right. I think he has
upside.
A nice floor and a great ceiling, but Nish's upside, and he's been a lucky ass motherfucker too. Like
the Dolphins, the double dip,
Dolphins,
it's a triple, the rare triple dip. A mad scientist by the name of A. Rojas has tried the triple dip earlier in the season with the Ravens. It's not going as well as it's going for Nish. He's a better scientist than me.
100%. Yeah, he's a fucking alchemist, honestly. And dude, they're facing Cleveland, homie. Like yes, they stopped that Joe Burrow offense, but this Miami Dolphins with that head coach, like I see some of his interviews. He's smart, and against Cleveland, man, it's gonna be a good matchup.
You have no idea how hurt my feelings are that Nish is an alchemist and I'm a whack scientist. That hurts.
Whack scientist. It's cool, dude. You're like Bill Nye, like.
No, who's Bill Nye's dope. Who's like a shitty scientist. Who did a very mediocre thing? Who's the scientist that figured out that water condenses on the outside of the water bottles? Some shit, I don't know, like some random shit that it's like, oh, good. I'm glad you took that note down somewhere.
Cool.
All right. Fuck. Okay, I don't want to be in here anymore. That said, okay, so we got 1-1. That's gonna be the difference this week. So we'll see how that Battle of Titans goes. Guys, make some more trades. We'll review them. We're excited for the playoff stretch coming. And don't forget about the week 13 trade deadline. Don't forget to do your research on your draft picks. And other than that, if you guys have any other material you want us to cover, just send it to us in the chat and we'll bring it up to the show. But it's been your commission, your co-commish. We're out. That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa, upgrade her diamonds now.